Good morning. Did you know that I love bluebirds? I'm pretty sure I mentioned that in a previous devotional. I look for them everywhere. They have a special meaning to me. In college, one of my teachers encouraged us to have a sign from God that would show that He loves you and that He is there with you and cares for you. And God is such a personal God. He knows our minds. And I believe with all my heart that God knows that my sign from Him is a bluebird because I've seen them at just the right moment so many times. And I know it's His way of saying, I care. One time I had a really rough morning. I don't even really remember what was going on or why. I just remember that I did not want to go to school that day and I did not feel up to teaching, but I went anyway. Well, on my way to school that day, I saw five bluebirds. One when I walked out to my car, there was one right over my car on the electrical wires. And I saw two in the road. I was driving and sitting in the road in my lane two times was bluebirds. And then when I got to school, there was another one on the electrical wires by the school. And as I pulled in, one flew right in front of my truck. Now, maybe God knew I was having a really rough day or I was going to have a rough day. And He sent five just in case I might have missed any of the first four. Another time, there were some things going on at church, and I was almost dreading going to church that day because I knew that when it was over, there would be a meeting. And on that day, that meeting was the last place that I really wanted to be. My husband and I, we prayed before leaving the house and along the way for God to be with us. And when we drove up to the church, there, sitting right on top of our church sign, was a bluebird. I started crying. It meant so much to me. It was God's way of saying, it's okay. I'm here. I'm in control. Trust me. I love you and I care for you. There have been many other instances where God showed His love for me at just the right moment that I needed it. Now, I encourage you to get a sign from God. Yours may be different from mine, but get your bluebird. Something that when you see it, you are encouraged because it reminds you that God loves you and He is thinking of you. Now, I am an optimist. I usually see the glass as half full. But lately, even I, the optimist, have had to work on my spirit. There's so many things going on that I find myself getting discouraged much more easily than normal. And so when I start to get like that, I look for the bluebirds. Oh, not literally, although I'm always looking for those, ask my kids. What I mean when I say look for the bluebirds, look for the good things in life, things that bring encouragement. I love how God orchestrates things. I had written this devotional actually on Saturday afternoon, and Pastor mentioned this very verse that I'm about to read on Sunday. God knows that someone needs to hear this. 1 Samuel 30 verse 6, and David was greatly distressed, for the people spake of stoning him, because the soul of all the people was grieved, every man for his sons and for his daughters. Listen carefully. But David encouraged himself in the Lord his God. David looked for bluebirds. He was distressed. People hated him. So what did he do? Did he watch the news endlessly about how the people wanted to get rid of him as a king and discourage himself even more? No. Did he scroll countless hours through Facebook and read every horrible thing that every person in this world is doing? No. He encouraged himself in the Lord. You will get distressed and discouraged if you look at the news and Facebook. Turn it off and encourage yourself in the Lord. Look for the bluebirds. I love folding laundry, not because I like folding laundry, but because I treat myself while I do it with a Hallmark movie. It makes me actually look forward to folding the mounds of laundry that a family of six makes. Well, I was watching a Hallmark movie from the series called Signed, Sealed, and Delivered. And one of the characters in the movie said something, and I loved it so much that I rewound the scene and I wrote it down. Here's the quote. The world is a terribly complicated place, and so much of it can be ugly. That's why what is gentle and beautiful and joyful is worth fighting to preserve. That quote gave me this devotional. Don't look at the ugly things in this world. Look for the gentle, the beautiful. Look for things that bring joy. Look for the bluebirds. Look for the rose. not the thorns. Look for the rainbow, not the rain. Look for the calm that follows the storm. Look for the cuddle after the scraped knee. Look for the sunrise after a dark night. Look for the bluebirds. Look at the A's on the report card, not the late nights spent studying. Look at the "I'm sorry, please forgive me," not the angry outbursts. Look for the memory of bedtime kisses, not the empty nest you now have. Remember the good days, forget the bad. When you run out of gas, enjoy the walk to the gas station. When you are bound to your home, enjoy time going through old photographs and memories. Look at the time you spent together putting a puzzle together, not at the missing puzzle piece. Look at your happy children, not the messy house. Look at the sweet, chubby fist clenching those flowers, not the muddy footprints that are now tracked across your floor. Look at the Hallmark movie you get to watch, not the laundry pile you need to fold. Look for the bluebirds. Look for the sweet smiles and coos of your newborn baby, not the sleepless nights of crying. Look at the picture given with love from your child's hand, not the marker stains now permanently on your dining room table. Look at the wonderful memories you made baking a cake with your girls, not the mess in the kitchen or on the floor from the cake. Look contentedly at and love your little home that you live in. Don't look enviously at the mansion down the street that no one is ever in because they are working so many hours just to try to pay the mortgage. Look at your hot dogs and macaroni and cheese meal that you're eating, surrounded by a loving family, not at the steak and baked potato your neighbor is eating, surrounded by strife and discontent. Proverbs 15:17. Better is a dinner of herbs where love is than a stalled ox and hatred therewith. It's easy to see the bad. It takes character to find the good. Look for the bluebirds. Don't walk through this day with your head down. Find the good. Be the good. Put a smile on someone's face today. I embarrassed my daughter Faith so bad the other day, but two great things came of it, so I'm glad I did it. We were in the drive-thru at Starbucks, and the young man at the window, well, he looked like everyone looks these days. I don't really know the right word or how to say it. Unhappy, empty, hopeless might be the right word. I've been doing my best during this whole COVID-19 ordeal to try to get people to smile. You can tell that no one is smiling. I know we have masks on our face, but we can still smile underneath. And so if anyone looks at my eyes, I smile, and you can see it. And I decided I am going to try to make that young man smile. So I told my kids what I was going to do, and Faith was like, "Mom, no, that's so embarrassing." You know how teenagers are. She said, "He'll think you're weird." And I said, "Well, I don't care if he thinks I'm weird. I'm going to try to make him smile. I don't really care what people think of me. Maybe that's a bad thing. I don't know." But so as he handed me my drink, I said, "Hey, thanks a whole latte. Have a beautiful day." Well, I got more than a smile from that. He actually chuckled. I wouldn't call it a laugh, but it was a step in the right direction. And after that, another great thing was the laughter in my car when we pulled away. We just couldn't quit laughing. It was great. Encourage someone today. Make someone laugh. Find the good. Forget the bad. Today, I want you to look for the bluebirds.